Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I have posted here, and today I have a doctor's appointment, so I am trying to, since I have a doctor's appointment today, I want to try and record that for you guys so you guys can see what goes on. It's the first time I will officially actually see an OB or a midwife, even though this is the second time that I will be at the OB clinic. Okay, which kind do you want? With the square kind or the circle kind? 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have to leave very soon to go to my appointment. So we're having Eggo waffles for breakfast very quickly before I have to go to my appointment. Before we go to my appointment, I wanted to take a second and let all of you know why I haven't been sharing anything on YouTube or filming videos. And it's because I've been very, very sick. This has been the worst morning sickness or all day sickness that I think I've ever experienced in my life. I feel like I have the flu just 24/7. Every day. It started around 8-9-ish weeks. It's I started getting sick, and then by 9 weeks it was really bad, and I've just been struggling. I got really bad, and I almost was gonna go to the emergency room, but then I decided I was gonna message my OB's clinic to see if they would give me anything to help with it. And they gave me Unisom. So Unisom, which is a sleep medicine. Kylie, 1 second, honey. Let me finish what I'm saying. And then I believe this is B6. That's just has a different name. Oh, you can't, it's not even focus. B6 or B12. I'm not sure. I have to look up that pyridoxine. I think that's B6 or B12. I can't really remember, but when you take them together, it's supposedly supposed to help with morning sickness. I know there's gonna be a lot of interruptions in this video because the kiddos, right? Well, what was I saying? I keep getting interrupted by the kiddos. All right, well, I got prescribed the Unisom and the B12 or 6. I can't remember what it is now. I'm gonna look it up, but go get some more, Colton. Uh-oh, you need more. Go get some more. Go get some more. Building magnets this morning. This is my OB's clinic. They sent me over those prescriptions to take them together every day. They're supposed to work together when you take them, and honestly, they didn't really do anything. They didn't make me tired. It didn't really keep me from getting sick at all. It helped a little bit. You want some more? It helped a little bit when it came to the nighttime sickness, because I'd get up out of bed sometimes and get sick, and I'd have a hard time falling asleep because I felt so sick. So it helped a little bit overnight kind of time, but other than that, it didn't really make a big difference. I'm still sick now. I am going to bring it up to my OB if I should do anything else. I'm able to function better now than I was when I reached out to the OB's office. I couldn't keep anything down, and that was on my 3rd day of not being able to drink water. I could not do anything, keep anything in my system. So that's why I reached out to them. But I am able to eat some things now. It's just not the best things for me. It's just a lot of breads and noodles and pastas. That's pretty much the only thing I can eat right now. Go get one more. Oh no. But I am 11 weeks today, so I'll show you guys my belly. Hopefully you can see it. I think I look huge. I don't know if you guys can see. That helps? I don't know. It's kind of hard white on white, but yeah, so for 11 weeks, I feel like I look huge. Let me suck at it. This is me sucking in. This is me regular. So, I don't, like to me, this is when, yeah, Colton, this is how I looked with like 20 weeks or more pregnant with my youngest. Like, this is how big I looked. And the baby's not that big. The baby's tiny. So I just look, I'm just really bloated. Like I don't know. I've never looked this big before, this early on. So I'm either gonna have a really big baby or I'm just super, super bloated. But I need to leave here soon to go to my doctor's appointment, and we will see what we see at my appointment. And I'm going to try and record for this video, so hopefully it all works out. All right, I'll see you at my appointment. If not, I will fill all of you in after my appointment. I think I'm gonna have an ultrasound. I hope so. I just returned home from my doctor's appointment, and I'm going to start with the good news and then probably end on some not so good news. I don't want to say bad news because I'm trying to stay optimistic, but let's talk about the good news first. So I got to see our little baby and hear the heartbeat. I am going to play a clip so you guys can hear the heartbeat as well. I tried to like record it without like being caught because you're not really supposed to record in these appointments, but let's listen to the heartbeat so you guys can hear our little baby's heartbeat.
You're 11 weeks by your last menstrual period, and 11 weeks today by, or I'm sorry, 11 weeks by your last menstrual period, and by ultrasound you're 11 and 4. So it is not greater than 8 days. We do not change the due date. So
okay,
it means
so
nothing, okay?
Measuring a little big.
Just 4 days ahead, and that's not unusual.
Okay. Like I feel really big this pregnancy. I don't know.
Yeah, the more pregnancies you have, the larger you feel.
It's like my body's like not even gonna try to hide the baby at all. It's just like instant bloating.
Almost thought you were gonna have twins, huh? All right.
That'd be scary.
So that's a frozen view. I'm gonna come up over your leg here. And these are little legs that are crossed, and you can see the heart. Let's get back there. I moved or baby moved. Probably me.
That's the heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. And our rate is 167, and that's very normal.
Okay.
You can see the little arms coming off here. I'm not sure what it looks like though. Must be a posterior placenta or behind the baby somewhere. You can see the cord, I just don't see where it's going. And that's, see that, those little legs going to town?
Yeah.
You can see the little fingers.
It's moving and grooving in there.
Stretching.
Here are some more photos of our little baby. Now, I am measuring 4 days ahead of what we expect that I will be at, and I'm looking pretty large. So, you know, there's a chance that this is going to be a big baby, which makes me think it's probably going to be a boy, because bigger babies tend to be boys and, you know, smaller babies tend to be girls, or at least that's just from my experience. And as you can tell, there is only one baby, thankfully. As fun as twins may sound, the idea of actually giving birth to twins, being pregnant with twins, and the high riskness that comes along with those things is scary in its own right. So all the mamas out there who are pregnant with twins, have twins, I give you so much props. I did have like a full examination of everything. I had, you know, they covered all their bases. So it was kind of like a hard appointment to film because I like stripped down completely. I had a little like gown thing on, and then I also like I couldn't really like record in there anyways, but I tried my best to record at least the part when she was doing the ultrasound. I just couldn't actually like show the screen because well, first of all, she was like, I need to make sure I check everything with the baby first before I can turn the screen around and show you the baby yourself. And it was a transvaginal ultrasound as well. Thankfully, from everything she could see, baby looks perfectly normal. Everything was healthy. I know she couldn't find the placenta, which I'm not sure if you could hear it in the video or not, but she thinks maybe the placenta was like behind the baby, or it was like an anterior placenta. I'm not sure if that means the same thing. I probably need to look that up, but she couldn't really see the placenta with the transvaginal ultrasound, but she didn't seem concerned about it, so I guess that's fine. Now let's talk about some not so great news. If you have been following me for a long time, if you've watched my other videos, then you would know that with my first pregnancy, I hemorrhaged while I was delivering, and I had to have a blood transfusion because of that hemorrhage. Well, today at my doctor's appointment, I found out that I have an antibody that was brought on, or it's a factor of me having that transfusion that I had with my first pregnancy. And at my prior pregnancies, I had never been told that I have this antibody, and my midwife that I saw today kind of explained to me there's a chance that I didn't have numbers showing at that point, and that's why they didn't bring it up to me. And at my first blood draw for this pregnancy in September, I think it was beginning of September, I had I had antibodies to the point where it shows up for them, and my midwife says because I have these antibodies, I need to be monitored to keep checking the antibodies. So every 4 weeks, I have to go in and have blood drawn. And if my blood counts, or like the antibody counts, get too high, then I will have to go and see a specialist. Now, I want to try to explain to you guys the like technical terms, but I'm also a little worried that I might misspeak. And I don't want, if somebody else finds this video and might be going through the same things, I'm not trying to scare or like make anybody afraid if they are in a similar situation. But it is a antibody titer test that they do for when you're pregnant. And mine came back as anti-little c. And my number when I originally had it tested was a 4, so we will keep testing. So what I've read is once you get over like a 7.5 IU/ml, then they will look at referring you to a specialist for more in-depth monitoring, because the higher your numbers get, the more restriction it can cause on your fetus. So far from what I've read and from what my doctor has explained to me, is having these antibodies in my system basically makes my immune system attack and prevent my baby from getting the proper red blood cells it needs to develop in the womb. And obviously that sounds very, very concerning. And if something like that were to happen, I'd have to be highly monitored to make sure my baby is getting everything that it needs. And I asked my midwife today, like, what does that really mean, right? Because when you're using a lot of scientific terms, or she was using a lot of scientific terms with me, kind of explaining how it can make my baby anemic. And I know what anemic is for like adults, but I'm trying to, understand what that could mean for my baby, what it could mean for my pregnancy. So I basically asked my midwife, like, what is like going to happen to me, my pregnancy, my baby, like what's going to happen if this becomes an issue? And she kind of explained to me that, like, worst case, like if my levels get really high, then they might have to look at giving my baby a transfusion in uterus, which I could have gone my whole life without even thinking about that being a thing for anybody. Like, that sounds very, very scary to me. Other options might be that if I am far enough along, but there are concerns about the restriction of blood supply to my baby, then there might be a possibility for an early delivery. It just is going to depend on the condition of my baby and where we're at in pregnancy, my levels, how those levels are directly affecting my pregnancy. But thankfully, my levels are not high enough yet, or they're not high enough, hopefully ever, to get a referral to a specialist doctor. And I hope that that doesn't happen and we can just continue on pregnancy as normal. But I will be getting a lot more blood tests this pregnancy just to make sure that everything is okay. So I did look up what the name of like the disorder is called for the baby. So if my numbers get too high, it can cause this disorder, which I'm not even going to try to say the word because I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it's known as HDFN, and it is the disorder that can be caused by having this autoimmune issue, which is, like I said, the anti-little c that is found in my blood that could basically make my immune system fight my baby's blood count, which is not good. Talking with my doctor, she said this is not actually that common because you have to have had basically a blood transfusion to even be susceptible to having these antibodies in your system. So if you have gone through something like this, or you know somebody personally who has gone through something like this, I would love to hear your experiences below in the comments. But I don't think this is something that most people deal with, or at least I really hope not. I hope that this is something that I don't actually have to deal with, in the sense of like my baby has to deal with anything. Hoping my numbers stay low and that this pregnancy goes smoothly, but I am going to try and record more often for you guys and keep you guys updated as my pregnancy continues. Hopefully I will start to feel better and I will be able to film more for all of you. My 4-year-old is in this room, so he's making a lot of noise. Hopefully this video is good. My brain is so fried, but I'm gonna go and hang out with Kyler here and hopefully take a nap. Maybe he'll let me take a nap. All right, keep me in your prayers, and hopefully I have good news to share soon. Oh, also, one more thing before I forget. I am doing some extra genetic testing as well that I normally don't do, but because everything going on with my pregnancy, I just want to be like more aware of any other issues, since we do have a possibility of having an issue with the blood and the anemia and stuff like that. So I am doing all the genetic testing, and since we are doing the genetic testing, we will be able to find out the gender of our baby probably in a week. I am planning on not actually looking online at my test results because my gender will be in my test results, so it'll take me a little bit longer. My doctor said that she's going to send me like a note so I can see the note without going into my test results, and she said in the note she will just tell me like my health issues and update me if my levels look like and if everything looks good there, but she won't tell me the gender. Once we get the gender information in my lab results, which I think is 10 days, so I'll probably just wait like 2 weeks maybe, I want to have one of my friends or somebody I know go in my lab, like I'll sign in or whatever, and let them go and look up the gender. That way we can be surprised and find out the gender together. I like doing the live videos so that my family and my husband's family can all watch together, since we don't really have family close to us. So I think we'll probably do like a live video here on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch out for a live video, I don't know for sure if I will have it up beforehand, so you guys will like have much of a notification. So if you want to watch live when we find out our gender, you should make sure your like bell notifications on for my channel, because there's a chance that I just go live on YouTube and then we find out the gender together. So if you want to be live for that, then make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on. But either way, if you miss it when it's live, it'll still be up and you can watch the video whenever you have time to. But I will see you guys in my next video. I'm sure there'll be another video, hopefully before we do a gender reveal. All right, bye.